I've decided to make a kind of vlog for making my game, The Lost Adventures. It's a purely iOS game, and I'm gonna show you today how I make my characters lip syncing. Well, I've started with just a regular character to my game. He's called Mike Pence for now because I've modeled this guy after Mike Pence, the Vice President of the United States. I totally not agree with what the administration stands for, but he was really nice to model. Well, as you can see, I've created some lip syncing early on, and well, this character didn't have lip syncing, so I will add it to this character. First, I will show you the first frame of this character. He's opening his mouth slight bit. The mouth is a little bit offset. I think that's nice. That should work. Well, this is my reference. Each frame is for a different mouth movement, and well, here you see that the jaw will be lowered down 1 pixel row. As you can see, I'm drawing in another line of skin color. Well, I'm testing out the jaw movement. I will not bother animating the head in such a way. That's much more tedious to do. I'm not aiming for perfection here. It's just a hobby game. Alright. So, what I'm using for lip syncing is a tool called Rhubarb. I will show you a link later on. Rhubarb is a nice piece of software that can take an English spoken voice file and convert it into encodings that represent the mouth shapes. So I studied the mouth shapes on the site, and I figured out how to create lip syncing on my characters. At first, I made a mistake by making the mouth movement too small to notice in my game. That was a mistake. So I made the expressions of the mouth more expressive, as showing the teeth. So you can see the teeth are showing. The mouth is opened wide. It makes the character a little bit more exaggerated, but it really works. At first I had really small mouth movements, and it looked good when I played it. But when your character is so small on the screen, it's barely noticeable. Right, this is the O shaped, and there are two kinds of it: a big opening of the mouth and a small opening of the mouth. Well, I considered that he is a blocky kind of guy, so he should have a blocky kind of mouth shake. You will see that I make this, so looks great. But as you will see, I wanted to make the lips more round, but I decided, well, this is a blocky guy. He should have a blocky shaped mouth. Alright. Just peeking. What's the next frame? Well, it's a kind of closed pinching of the mouth shape. A lot of the mouth shapes are really similar, like the first and the pinching of the mouth. You barely notice those kinds. So you could skip some frames. Rhubarb lets you decide how many shapes you want. You can even get away with 3 or 4 shapes. It doesn't matter. It matters how the design of your graphics is. So I'm trying to get a more pinchy mouth. Well, if you have to really zoom in and zoom out to see the pinching. So that's what really is shining. This software is an iPad application called Pixarki. I've used it for quite some time now, and the animation was really welcome addition. You can see the timeline. It's absolutely brilliant. If you want to do this in Photoshop, you have to do a lot of work manually with the mouse. So this is the last shape, the closing of the mouth shape. Well, I make him a little bit angry looking or disappointing looking as his base screen. So he's not really talkative guy, just like Mike Pence in the real world. All right. Well, now a tedious job that I've speeded up a little bit. I only need the head shapes for now, because the head shapes make up the mouth animation. So this is a really tedious process. So I speeded up a little bit, as you can see. So the lower body needed to be made in transparent. Right, I've called this Mike Pence lip sync. Well, he will be a kind of IBM type of guy in the current game, but I will call him Mike Pence. All right. Well, the zip file, I'm gonna use it later on to create the exact naming of the frames. Pixarki names it in such a way that I cannot use it in my game, because it needs the Rhubarb encoded names. So I will show later on. All right, but I need the base body. So this is going into my normal animation file. All right, that was the Pixarki part. I will continue with the other part. All right, well, now I'm going to start my custom app I created with JavaFX to process the files that I created earlier. Well, it's a zip file containing the faces, and as you see, I chose the orientation is down of those files. I will look up the Mike Pence zip file, and what it does is unpacking the individual frames and putting them in the folder, and then after that creating a template file to be able to open the texture packer. So the template is purely an XML file that texture packer understands. So as you can see, it loads up the frames, and it directly mapped the faces just like we need them in the game. As you can see, it creates 2 files, the plist, this is another kind of XML file, and the PNG file containing the faces. Well, zoom in and you see the mouse shapes are all exported into this neat file. So the sprite sheet will be loaded into the game along with the body I just exported, and the body is what I will make next. I need another entry in my basic animation sprite sheet. I will call it lip sync down, and I will paste the body file into it So when I put this in the game, it shows the face alongside with the body. Alright, it's not in there yet, but I have to drag and drop it to be able to make the new sprite sheet. As you can see, this is the body only frame of the lip sync animation. So when he's gonna talk, he is gonna show this body and the face animation individually. Right, when that's done, I can put this in the game. All right, well, now I'm able to paste it in, and I have to make the right decisions. I have to choose references, because if I update the p-lists with Texture Packer, it will automatically be referenced in the game, so you don't have to copy it over every time. And that's a very good way to develop your assets by making references to the assets, the graphical assets folder, and not copying it into the project folder. It's also very neat when you keep it that way. It won't bother you with updating the assets in a Git repository, and that's very important. Well, I just added something to a JSON file. This is just a custom JSON file where I have added a animation. Well, this is still a custom process, but it will be automatically. All right. Well, the final step is to create all the necessary files that my game needs to show the lip syncing, and of course playing the sound with the right amount of time. And well, you see this is in progress. The rhubarb takes some amount of time. It has several steps. One of them is MP3 to WAV file conversion. The second step is recognizing the lip sync, recognizing the spoken text with the help of Google Voice API. And at the end, I will get some part of a script that I can paste into my scripting code. As you will see, I will paste it here. And as you can see, it pretty did a decent job. There is, "I'm sorry you cannot enter this room. They got serious problems here." Alright, after that, I'm gonna see if the file is in the JSON file that I need, that the engine needs to show the text, play the sound, play the lip sync. It needs the amount of time it takes, and also that sort of things. All right. Well, we're gonna see if it's gonna run. All right, here we go then. Starting the test room.
"I'm sorry, son. You cannot enter this room. They got some serious problems here."
Well, that's it for tonight. I hope you see my next episode, Dialogue System.